What up?
What it do?
Hey.
I think I'm going to start this one just a little bit different. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Thanks for coming to the Insert Subject Here podcast. If it's your first time, hope it won't be the last. See, we sit here in quarantine because we're not trying to get no COVID-19. Sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself and talk some ish while we do this stuff. And listen to this episode. Yo, here we go.
That was kind of dope.
That was kind of dope. That was off the dome.
You don't think she'll rap in real life?
Well, listen, this week has been an amazing week for me. I partook on some ancient karaoke. And I guest starred in my very first music video. Ooh. Like, I'm super excited about that.
Yo, super pumped.
My body still hurts from it. We danced in heels for 6 hours straight.
You did that.
And all I was running on was a smoothie and an oatmeal from McDonald's because I was trying to look slim and trim. It didn't go well.
They were trying to kill us.
It didn't go well.
To be a backup dancer for real.
But we will include that video on the podcast YouTube page just in case your flights of fancy say, hey, I'd like to see what Micaiah looks like when she dances. Spoiler alert, it didn't go very well. I don't give very good dance face.
She didn't. You didn't at all. It was
hey, and I own that. And I own that, you know. And it looked like I was saying 1, 2 step, 1, 2 step, 1, 2 step. But it's cool. It's all right.
Thank y'all for all the feedback. A lot of people been giving us good feedback that's been really helpful. You know, we're trying to work our way through this podcast thing, and we're trying to make sure we find our voice in doing the podcasting, but at the same time, we want to be entertaining. So I thank y'all for the feedback, and I want to send a shout out to the young lady who DM'd me about the whole episode, and the only thing she could say
in your DMs?
was, it's the Ivy Park for me. Like, I wasn't sitting here dressed too. So today I put on my chain like my brother Ryan did. And I got on my one of one shirt. So it's like exclusive like Ivy Park because ain't nobody else got one of these. So I'm here to do it today. You heard.
I heard.
Y'all better see me today.
Okay, I see you.
All right, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm down. I'm back.
It's okay.
I'm back.
You look very nice
Thank
tonight.
you, babe. I smell good too, Tom Ford.
Oh, yeah. Oh, was that what that was? Oh. Okay,
I'm back.
It's all right. So today we want to talk to you guys about some series that we watched. And I know that we've been running the circuit of movies because we just want to, and things to watch, just because we want to give you guys an option before we move on.
And y'all gonna be stuck in the house soon.
Yeah.
Mark.
I mean, the
words.
whole hawk is out there.
It ain't just the hawk, it's the vid.
So this just to give you some different ideas, different things to do, and hopefully open you up to some things you hadn't heard of. And see what you like. And thank you, like he said, for the feedback. But some people also have said that we've given some really good recommendations for movies that they didn't know about. So we want to say you're welcome.
I got a whole text.
What can we say?
And the text said,
you're
2
welcome.
girls, 1 cup. WTF. But I said on the episode, don't watch it. Mm-hmm. I clearly said don't watch it. But anyway, listen,
you did.
It is what it is.
All right.
It is what it is.
So let's jump this thing off. So the first 3 are just mini-series. They're not going to be renewed, as far as we know, for any second series or anything. So the first one was Sharp Objects. It came out in 2018. And pretty much it is a story about a young lady who's a newspaper reporter who goes to her hometown to investigate 2 girls that went missing. And one of the girls was found dead. The other one is still missing. And the one that was found dead is presumed murdered. Mm-hmm. And they're around about the 14-year-old age. The interesting thing about this is it was written by, and I hope I say this right, Gillian Flynn, who also wrote Gone Girl.
Probably wrong.
It's probably wrong, but it gives you that same kind of eerie feeling. The story can be a little bit confusing because it flashes back and forth between present day and future. I'm sorry, present day and past. And it's don't do it tonight. Don't do it. And it has so many layers. The family dynamic.
It's one of those family movies where you know the issues are there, but the issues are hidden, but the issues come to light, and one child is the favorite child, and you wonder why the one child is the favorite child, but the favorite child is screwed up. It's a really good. It makes you examine yourself as a parent. Is what I was saying about Sharp Objects.
It does, and then the two sisters, that, like you said, the one is the favorite child, they don't even know each other that well because they have such a large age difference. Age gap.
It's one of those ones, if you want something that's going to make your brain hurt and make you wonder, am I a good parent? You should watch it. Sidebar. I'm a Virgo. I'm very critical of myself, and I told my wife this in our pre-production meeting. I watched the last 2 episodes, and I say it's a good one. You should give it a shot a lot. So I decided to make a game of it because I'm working on not saying it. But when I say it, if I say it, you got to take a sip of whatever's in your cup, no matter what time it is you're watching this and what you're drinking. You got to take a sip. If I say it's a good one, you should give it a shot because I'm not going to say it. So you might be sober. That's all I'm saying.
That's all right. And then the next one is Little Fires Everywhere. And that came out in 2020. And it follows the intertwined fates of the picture-perfect Richardson's family and a mother and daughter who upended their lives. And it's set back in the 1990s, which has a good soundtrack to it and gives you a good feel and just, kind of throws back to the 90s. And Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington both star in this movie.
If you want to call it starring.
I mean, they were the two main leads.
Kerry Washington is a horrible actress. There, I said it.
Okay.
She makes the face the whole time. And that's all she did in this one. But thankfully, it was so much more to this story. Like, this was the story about, just to give a good enough synopsis without giving away the movie, this was a story about 2 parents in 2 different levels of wealth. One was upper middle class, one was impoverished pretty much.
Yeah.
And it showed how they raised their kids and how they went about doing things as parents, but both parents at the same time were losing a child. Like they were losing touch with the child with their style of parenting. Little Fires Everywhere was really, 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 really good.
Yeah, and it starts off with the Richardson family, Reese Witherspoon family. There's a fire set in her house. And you're trying to spend the whole series figuring out who set the fire. And each episode shows a different reason why a different person could have or should have set the fire. And the theme, Little Fires Everywhere, is not just with the house, but it's in the lives of not only the parents and the kids and all of that. So it's just little flickers that just keep setting off. And the cinematography, especially the opening credits, I really like in this movie because it ties in things that are burning that are semblances of what is going to come in the different episodes. So I like the way that they did that.
It was all the little fires.
It was. And then we're going to move on to something that was super, super hard to watch. The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. It also came out this year in 2020. It's a documentary following a boy's murder and the trials of his guardians and social workers. And it is 6 very hard to watch
very, very
episodes. It sheds a lot of light on how children slip through the cracks because in this particular documentary, it shows all the people that tried to help this little boy, all of the ways he could have been helped, and all the ways people turned a blind eye or were too busy and failed him. They
failed him. I hit the 40 and over club in September, and I've been really big on leaning into the emotions I feel. And watching this documentary hurt. Like I leaned all the way into what I was feeling as I watched it, and it was pain because they failed that little boy in a major way, and they didn't. If from what I recall, they didn't do a lot of the graphic stuff. Like they didn't show you all the abuse signs, and they showed you some pictures, but they didn't show you like recreations of the abuse and all.
No,
you don't need it. just hearing the stories of what was done to little Gabriel, and hearing the stories of how the what are they called? CPS workers came out and still did nothing, even though abuse is going on right at that moment. It's it's the trial that's taking place. This one, it'll prepare to cry. Prepare to cry and prepare to hurt and prepare to be angry. This was one of those ones that did the gamut of emotions for me, because they could have helped that little boy and didn't.
They could have. And even with, in this documentary, following his trial, there were other documented cases of abuse and neglect that came to light. And it just showed how Los Angeles really is not doing a very good job, or at that time was not doing a very good job.
Probably still aren't.
But it's one key takeaway I can say is I have a newfound appreciation for social workers, because I did not know that social workers had to go into people's homes who were accused of deviant behavior, and to be in this field it's mostly predominantly female, to have to go into these homes, that's not something that I think I could do. So I really tip my hat off to all social workers and say thank you for the job that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all I got for that one.
Yeah. So now we're going to move into some series that we can't wait to come back. Starting off with the 2018 You. And
listen, if you ain't see You yet, man, catch up. That's all I'm saying. Catch up.
And it asked the question, what would you do for love?
I love the play on it. What would you do for love?
And the first series followed a gentleman who was very much intrigued with a young lady and all of the things he did to woo her, to court her.
Was she Hope? That was Hope.
I can't remember.
I thought her name was Hope.
And it might have been. It might have been.
It is Hope. I can hear him saying it.
And so there was a ending at the end of season 1 that I didn't see coming. But I couldn't see them doing another season. And then they did season 2, which completely went a new way. But it was so good.
It was really good. And I did see them doing another season. I think the best part of You is the character development. That's why you can't see how it's going to be carried on, because they spend so much time developing the characters that you're cool with how it comes out, or however it comes out, because you're invested in the characters. Like Joe Goldberg was my dude. I felt so bad for Joe. And then I was just like, oh, Joe crazy.
And the end of season 2 had a twist too that I didn't see coming. So it makes me look forward to season 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Season 2, Joe found love.
Love in a hopeless
Way
place.
more than you expected. That series. That's the one right there. So when that comes back, I'm tuning in without you, because that's our new thing. Yeah, we recording today, and I come upstairs. She watching American Horror Story without me. Like, I've never watched American Horror Story.
Is this what you want to do?
No. Yes, but no. Anyway.
Okay. Then the next one was Big Little Lies, which came out in 2017. And this weaves...
Jeez, that was 2017?
It was 2017. It doesn't seem like it. It weaves a dark comedic... It weaves a dark comedic, I will ball this, tale of murder and mischief in a beachfront town of Monterey, California. And first I would like to say that the cinematography and where they shot this movie makes me want to visit Monterey. I know we've been to LA and we've been to, what other part of California? San Diego. Mm-hmm. Love them. I would love to live in California if the cost of living wasn't so high and if I had a better beach body. But this had an all-star cast. There was Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman, Shailene Woodley, Zoe Kravitz, Laura
Don't nobody
Dean,
know her.
and Marilyn Streep. Yes, they do. The people that watched that movie, Divergent, they know her.
Don't nobody know her.
Well, so this is another series that has so many different layers and stories within stories, because each of the wives in the series, they all are dealing with home issues.
Yeah, in their own way.
Yes, and then there's a bigger overarching issue that brings them all together. And there's a little girl in this movie who creates a killer playlist. And the kids are in elementary school, and they have a lot of issues with bullying and things like that.
It's a beautiful one, like Crash. If you remember the movie Crash, it's a bunch of different stories going in their own lane, but they all intersect at some point. And that's what Big Little Lies is. And I think that was the beautiful part of this show that I enjoyed, because it makes you question, is there such thing as a big or a little lie? Because everybody had something going on. Like, it was one wife who was unhappy with her husband, but nobody knew. That's her little lie, but it was a huge lie, because as you watch, you see what it does to the family. And there was the other lady who
she had an affair.
It was the one who was living the lap of luxury. Can't remember that name. Her role, whatever her name
Laura
is.
Dern.
Yeah, what she said, because I'm not gonna say it wrong so she can hit me. Her role was really, really good, because she was living the good life, but her husband was almost like broke. And it's the little lies, but it was like the big little lies they couldn't come to grips with. Lie's a lie, because that's what my grandmother used to always say, a lie is a lie. So the show is really, it's interesting in that regard, because you have to think about the macro of it all. It was good.
So they have done seasons 1 and 2. So season 3 is in the production now, so you have time to catch up and binge watch these things. I know for me, when a series is over, I feel like I've been broken up with. I'm like, oh, what do I do now?
I didn't feel broken up with this one. I'm not even going to lie to y'all.
I mean, it was good, though.
It was good. The ending was not something I didn't expect, so I think you'll be shocked by the ending, but it was still like, for me, it was just like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I can agree.
All right.
And so new on Netflix, 2019, was a show, Evil. And a skeptical psychologist, Kristen, joined David, who's training to be a Catholic priest, as they investigate the church's backlog of unexplained mysteries. And some of these are supposed miracles, demonic possession, and other extraordinary occurrences. And each character is struggling with a personal issue. And so it's another one that, while the story is going along, they're dealing with their individual things. Like the psychologist, she has 4 daughters that she's pretty much a single parent of, because her husband is away.
They'll just be climbing mountains and stuff.
And she's got so many issues going on with her 4 girls and her mother. And then the priest, he has his issues.
Yeah.
And there's another guy that joins the team. And each of the episodes follows an occurrence. But some of them will begin to overlap with previous occurrences. And this was really good.
It was unexpected good. It was. I think it gives you the vibe of what is the Scandal.
Yes.
It had that vibe, like David was Olivia Pope and his team was there to do the work. And you know how after a while the Scandal storyline started stacking up with each other and interlocking. Evil was that way, but I think the juxtaposition of church versus science was the bigger play, and that's what made it so enjoyable for me. Like, it's I can't think of the guy's name, and that's what I didn't put in my pre-production, because I enjoyed the show. The guy that's the technical guy.
Oh, yes.
He just doesn't believe, period. So he's spending time debunking this is spiritual the entire show, while David saying this is spiritual, and the psychologist is like, I don't even know. Like, it's really, I'm not going to say good. You should give it it's good. You should give it a shot.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what you're saying, I like the way it shows with every occurrence. It's a scientific explanation for it, and it's also a spiritual.
She's 0 for 3.
And it's also a spiritual explanation of it. So hopefully they'll bring back another season. We'll see, because there was twist ending.
It was a twist ending,
and now I have to know how it ends. Like,
but I'm
I
worried,
have to know what happens.
Like, if COVID killed it, because I don't know how many people watched it. It popped up on Netflix so fast that it was an ABC show, but it just popped up on Netflix, and I was like, whoa. So I hope it comes back, though. It was really good.
Speaking of coming back, Euphoria.
Rue comes on.
And that one, actually, season 2 starts December the 6th at 9 p.m. It's on HBO, right?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, this is an American adaptation of an Israeli show with the same name. And it follows a troubled 17-year-old Rue who's a drug addict fresh from rehab with no plans to stay clean.
Oh, you just learned me. I thought this was an original series.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm so excited. Zendaya won her first Emmy for this series.
Because Zendaya is killing it.
She did an awesome job.
Destroying this character.
And so the show really circles around her and a host of other teens, but it tackles so many issues that teens are tackling as a transgender. There's a girl that's dealing with body image issues.
Dysmorphia.
And her sexuality at the same time.
It's
and
drugs. It's drinking. It's abusive
anger
relationships. It's everything teenagers are going through and parents don't know they're going through.
Yes.
And this is the show. This and Sharp Objects made me question myself as a parent. Like, it made me question if I'm doing enough or if I'm doing too much. Like, you got to find that balance, because this show, there's an episode, and I won't ruin it, but I just will prepare you that they managed to, on purpose, show 100 penises in this one episode. And it made me feel so sorry for women. Like, I know brothers be letting them hammer pictures fly, but Jesus, this episode disturbed me because it was a lot, fellas. So brace yourself, like, turn away like I did, but they just kept coming.
This show was before OnlyFans, and it made me want to start an OnlyFans because I did not realize.
Oh, don't give it away! Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yes, that's all we can give it on that one. Yes.
Okay.
Because that was. Yeah. Yep. You have to watch it. You have to watch it if you have kids or don't have kids. But it's a very entertaining show. But that scene, I was like, that's where the money at?
Right.
I just need some baby oil and some peanut butter and just go do what I did.
I'm just saying. You don't even got to do all that.
You got to do all the work.
And somebody going to pay for everything in my Amazon cart?
Just put it in the cart.
Just put it in the
I'm about to start my cart for anybody who cares. I just throw it in the cart.
You throw it in the cart. And so then... the final one that we're going to talk about today
is one we all know and love.
Is Handmaid's Tale. And this came out in 2017. This one, Sharp Objects, and Big Little Lies all were book adaptations.
Yes.
Even though...
She got that one. She's 1 for 4, Tom. I'm sorry. Even though he was great. Just 1 for 4. Okay.
Back to Handmaid's Tale. It's a totalitarian society in what used to be part of the United States, and they renamed it Gilead, and it's ruled by a fundamentalist regime that treats women as property of the state. And there's an issue that happens where they're unable to produce more children. And so to repopulate the world, the remaining fertile women are forced into sexual servitude.
The fertile women.
And this one is 3 seasons in. We're waiting for season 4. And the cinematography on this, and I know I say that a lot of times.
She does. You should take a shot every time she says it.
But the cinematography is absolutely amazing. They choose to use the color red to signify the handmaids, and they use green.
It's like a greenish blue for the Martha.
For the Marthas, who are like the helpers in the household. So they do the cooking, the cleaning, the grocery shopping, things like that. And then there are the other people who, and it really follows behind the Bible and how people can
Old Testament
misquote the Bible,
yeah, they do,
or use it for their own purpose. So the story really follows the Bible. Even the rituals that they do in the sexual servitude really speak back to that.
What you want? Like, all right, like if that happened here right now, what role would they put you in, and could you handle that role?
Well, I am no longer able to produce children. You know, we are permanently closed. Shop is closed.
It's 3 and done.
3 and done. We tried for a boy, didn't get the boy. Love the 3 girls. That
Love
we
you
had.
here. You supposed to be here.
So I think I would probably be a Martha. Or we would be in that little society where the people who were not captured. Remember, she ran away.
Yeah, we would have to get away though. I don't quite. You had to make sure you grabbed all your Ivy Park stuff. Okay, I'm back. Look, it's cool. We would get away because I would make sure we got away. I hurt something to get away. But y'all got to watch the show. It was it was slow. I will say it was a slow burn. I will say I watched 4 episodes when it first started and I stopped. And I think she kept going because I was like, this ain't for me. So I would sit in the basement and I would watch my stuff like Shy and Billion. And she would watch that. And then I started hearing more people talk about it. And I think the reach of social media with some of these shows and movies is what helps it, because I was like, all right, if they talk about it like this, maybe I gotta get to see episode 5. The more I got into it, the more you get invested. So they developed the characters well. So I cared about Off-Red. You know what I'm saying? So.
And what they do is they're very crafty in that they take an episode to highlight each character. And so it flashes back and forth between pre-Gilead and after, and it shows you how people came to be in the situations that they're in and why they are doing the things that they're doing.
Okay.
So there are episodes that are very good, and then there are episodes, like you said, that are slow, but just stick in there. Overall, it'll be a very enjoyable movie.
It will be, because it gets to a point when you're cheering for it and you're rooting against her. You're cheering for her and you're rooting against her. And I think that's the sign of a good series or good writing, in my opinion, when I can change how I feel about the lead character.
Agreed.
Quite often.
And so there is a part in the series where they say, "Blessed be the fruit, may the Lord open." So today we say, "Blessed be the Fruit Loops," specifically.
Yes, you get it. Hold on, don't you gotta leave that pause. Okay. You get it. Blessed be the Fruit Loops. The Fruit Loops. Okay.
So the featured small business that we have today is Holly's Heavenly Treats.
And they are heavenly.
Heavenly. And I have to say, with Kiana, who is the owner.
Shout out to Kiana.
Anything that I have thrown at her to say, this is what I would like for the girls' birthday cakes, for Anthony, for our anniversary, I always go to her for my cakes.
Come through every time.
And I will tell her an idea, and she even said, she was like, "Girl, you are always checking my creativity." And she always delivers. So you can see the cake here, but it is also Fruit Loop flavored.
I'm going to smash.
So what we are doing is going to give $30 towards a person who purchases their next cupcake. She also does
$30.
She also does chocolate covered strawberry. She also does candy apples, which I cannot wait to taste, towards your order. And we will have that hashtag after the rant.
Ready, camera one. So I don't know if I'm gonna consider this a rant or not, but you have to have faith in your process. Your process. There's no shortcuts in life, and we all just reach our destinations at different times. Sometimes we have more obstacles. Sometimes some people get there faster. Sometimes some people just have an easier way, but we all have a separate destination we're trying to get to, and we have to enjoy that process. But your process is yours. And you shouldn't burden the weight of your cart by trying to carry comparison, because that's going to kill you and slow you down. That's going to create a whole bunch of unnecessary issues that if you'd have just went about your process your way, you would have got to where you were going. The great defense attorney, Annalise Keating, once said, "There's a mess that life gives you and a mess that you make." You already have enough to deal with on your journey, so don't kill it or burden it or make things harder by comparing yourself and where you are to where somebody else is. Trust your process, because you'll get to where you're supposed to be. So I don't know if that's a rant or not, but I'm done.
Oh, you trying to get intellectual on people.
You feel me? Trying to get my little brother Malcolm out here with my 1 of 1 and my gold chain like my brother Ryan.
Well, all right. Okay. So I have a question.
Oh my God.
Every 6 to 8 weeks, I take a trip to Brazil. And I was last at Brazil, and I was waiting for my wax. And I was thinking, I used to get my eyebrows waxed. And I don't know if it's the place that I used to go to. It was a nail shop. And no knock or disrespect to anyone who goes to a nail shop. That's not where the story is going. But I was going to a nail shop and I started to notice that my eyebrows were getting thinner and thinner. It started to look like I could just draw them on with pencils. And so I stopped going. Like today, they're kind of filled in. But I started to wonder, when I go to Brazil, why doesn't that ever thin out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no patches missing in my carpet. Like, I just don't understand. What's the difference between the different bodies of hair? I just don't know. So if anyone can help and explain that to me, why does one hair thin out and the other one, it just keeps coming on back?
Listen to me.
Keeps coming on back.
I am laughing. From a hearty place because this is the one part we don't discuss in pre-production. So I'm hearing this for the first time with all of you.
So this week's hashtag.
Oh my God.
Is hashtag back to Brazil.
I like Back to Brazil.
Back to Brazil.
I like Back to Brazil.
Okay.
That's what's up. Back to Brazil. You got to be following the YouTube page, following the Instagram page, like the YouTube video. Mm-hmm. Drop a comment. Hashtag Back to Brazil to be entered to the giveaway.
And if you have noticed a similarity that I have noticed where the shades on the carpet are just totally different, I would like to know. I want to know sometimes if I'm the only one. We'll also link Kiana's information down below. Thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you so much for coming back.
We love it.
I mean, and if you want to hear me rap a little bit more, let me know. Because yo,
or you can say no.
Flow.
You can say
and
no.
And I can go all day and all night.
You can say no.
Because I knock them out like the left and the right.
It's a button
Bars.
on this board. This is a good episode.
This is a good episode.
So I can get this, my neck started turning colors from this fake chains. I'm about to take this thing off immediately. Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, I'm Ant.
And I'm Pamela.
Thanks for coming by and talk some ish with us today.